Hello, good morning or good evening or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. All right, we're doing lesson 92, which if you're following along in your book, it's page 443 through 445. And there are three different topics, in this lesson. So the first one is expanded notation with exponents. Okay, so remember that exponents are, these little numbers up in the corner. So like 2 squared equals 4. This is the exponent. All right, moving on. If we're going to write 365 in expanded notation, this is how we would do it. And you already know how to do this. This is not anything new. 3 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 5 times 1. Okay, following so far? All right, now we're going to turn each of these into exponents. So this would be 3 times 10 squared, 6 times 10 to the 1. Okay, and here's the funny one. This is 5 times 10 to the 0. Okay, anything to the power of 0 equals 1. Okay, it's weird. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's just kind of how it is. All right, so we're going to talk about this number now, and we're going to write this in expanded notation with exponents. Okay, so this would be 1 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, plus 8 to the times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, plus 6 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3. Okay, and it's that simple. There is a chart in your book on page, it's not 443, there's a chart in your book on page 444, which will show you all the different place values and what those exponents are. But generally speaking, as you're going up, okay, you're going to count the place values before it. So for 6, I counted these 3 place values. For the 8, I counted the 4 place values before it. And that has 5 place values before it. All right, moving on. The next order of business. We're looking at order of operations, but this time we're going to insert exponents. That's the word of the day. Exponents. Okay, so I have actually already explained order of operations and PEMDAS, but I'm just gonna we're just gonna do it again. This an easy way to remember this is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We're gonna do the parentheses, anything in parentheses first. Okay. Then we're gonna look at exponents. Okay. And remember, I just told you what exponents were. And then we're gonna do the math. The math. Okay, anyway. Multiplication, division, add, subtract. All right, let's look at an example. Here's the example from your book, example 2. Now, when you are doing an order of operations problem, either in class or for homework or on a test, write the whole problem out first, okay? So, this is the original problem. 5 plus 3 squared times 2 minus 8 plus 8 divided by square root of 16. Okay, now one of the things that you should know is that when we say exponents, we're also talking about things inside square roots. So keep that in mind. They kind of go hand in hand. All right, so obviously we're going to do the P first, the parentheses. So I'm just going to write out each step. This is what I'm doing first. show each step divided by square root of 16. So that was my parentheses. Now I'm going to do the exponents or any pieces of the problem that have to do with like the power to something. Okay, square roots would work too. So 5 plus 3 squared is 9 times 2 minus 16 divided by 4. Square root of 16 is 4. All right. Now we're going to move on to multiplying and dividing. Multiplying and dividing from left to right. So that would be this right here and this one right here in that order. So that is 5 plus 18 minus 4. Okay? I didn't use pink. Oh, whatever. And now we're just going from left to right this way. So 5 plus 18 is 23, and 23 minus 4 is 19. So that's our answer. Okay, moving on to powers of fractions. Now, when you see something like this where the entire fraction is wrapped in a parentheses, the warm blanket of a parentheses, and then you see an exponent, what that means is this entire fraction is multiplied by itself, okay, however many times. And same with a decimal number. So this would be 0.1 times 0.1, okay? So example 3 gives us 2/3 wrapped in our parentheses squared. So this would be 2/3 times 2/3. Okay, and remember in a fraction, we multiply both numerators, we multiply both denominators, so that's our answer. If you have any questions about anything that I covered in this lesson, feel free to email or talk to me in class.